Hey, hi. I just finished yesterday at 6 o'clock Walter Mosley's Gone Fishing. I had book club at 6:30. So if you want to hear my thoughts on Walter Mosley and Gone Fishing, please stick around. Thanks for joining. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, fabulites, light of the world. So I finished the book at 6. Book club was at 6:30. It was a quick read because I think I started it on. I don't think I put more than 4 or 5 hours into reading it. So yeah, it was a quick read. It was an easy read, and I really enjoyed the discussion on it. So I guess first I want to start off just with the fact that I really appreciate. I have a dog here in the car and she's sniffing around. I really appreciate Walter Mosley's work. I haven't read anything of his yet that I don't enjoy. I did hear yesterday at book club that he has a science fiction series that one of the members of book club, excuse me, please. Okay, I'm back. One of the members of book club says she was not a fan of, but so far I haven't read any of his work that I'm not a fan of. I read one piece of young adult fiction. I've read The Life of Ptolemy Gray. I don't know what that book is called, but it's something to Ptolemy Gray. That was his first work, and I had heard about Walter Mosley as a mystery writer and just was not interested. When I read Ptolemy Gray, I was like, oh my gosh, he is really a really good writer. I really enjoy his work. And then I ended up reading, I can't remember what it's called, but the cover I just thought was so interesting. It was like red, white. Debbie doesn't do it anymore. And I love that they had her with her dark, well, one cover that I've seen, that was my favorite cover. They had a woman who was dark skinned with white blonde hair, red lips, and blue eyes. And that was excellent. Then I read another one. I can't remember. I've read a couple others that were not part of the Easy Rollins series. So this, I don't know when we started, but we're just following the series. So I think this is book number 6 or 7 in the series. This book is sort of like a prequel to the entire Easy Rollins series. So the Easy Rollins character the Easy Rollins character is kind of a mystery detective. It's a murder mysteries type series. And I'm not really much of a murder mystery person, but I am a lover of Walter Mosley's characters. I find them to be very relatable, and like people who I feel like I like either I know them or I could easily know them or I believe them or some combination of that. Like I don't know Ptolemy Gray, but I just totally believed him and fell in love with him and the young girl that was with him and the other characters. I understood them. I think that he just does an excellent job of characterization and drawing complex, beautiful, human, imperfect black characters and other characters. I mean, I just love the people in the world of Walter Mosley. They're very endearing with their flaws and all. I love them. So again, Gone Fishing focuses on Easy Rollins and a repeat character in the series that we know as Mouse. His name is Raymond, I think. And it kind of takes us back to when Easy was 19. And I think Mouse is probably about the same age as him. They're pretty close in age if they aren't both 19. So they're very, very young men. And Raymond is about to get married. Mouse is about to get married. He's a little down because he doesn't really have the financial resources to get married to Etta Mae, who we see in a lot of the series, in the way that in the style that he would like to give her. And he comes up with a plan. He ends up threatening, inviting, bringing Easy into the plan. And, they go to Mouse's hometown of Pariah. They make a road trip. So there's a couple of stops before they eventually get to Pariah, and then they come back. The whole, they come back home. It's an excellent story. I read someplace that they felt that the characters were not as developed in this book. I didn't have that experience. I thought that the characters were very well developed. I really, really appreciated that Mouse was the main character. For me, Mouse was the main character in this show in this book that was acting externally. Now, we had a lot of experience of Easy Rawlins and what was going on for him internally in this book, and I appreciated that as well. And I also really appreciate it. And then I guess I gotta let you go. But read the book if you haven't read the book. If you haven't read the series, I encourage you. Some people said don't start with this. I think you could start with this. I started at number 1 and went through because I already. I think once we read 1, I just wanted to see where it went. And then because I heard that he tried to stop the series, like he drove the main character off of a cliff. I haven't gotten to that one. So it's after book 6 or 7, he drives the main character off a cliff because he says he was basically telling his father's story and he had gotten to the end. And the people were like, you better, we want easy, we want easy. So he had to, or he didn't have to, but he chose to bring Easy Rawlins back from the dead and just, kind of move forward with it. So that's sort of fascinating to me. And then also I thought it was really interesting that this particular book I read someplace was the first book that he wrote, and he wasn't able to find a publisher for it. And so when he did actually publish it, I think that he published it with African World Press because he had heard somewhere or been in a talk or in discussions or whatever with mainstream Black artists supporting Black publishing houses. So he chose that publishing house to publish it with. Now, both of the editions of the books that we had in book club that we looked at, I don't think I saw anything. I think we saw that it had originally been published by African World Press. I don't know if they continue to get royalties off of it. But at least, I appreciate, the consciousness and the effort or the attempt to support Black publishing houses because, we need all the support we can get, and we need to support each other. It starts at home. Love starts at home, baby. Love starts at home. So what I was going to say is the highlight of this book for me is Mouse. I've thought of Mouse as a very volatile character and a very impulsive, volatile and impulsive. And I've always sort of perceived him as a tool in Easy's toolbox that he can use, when he needs to. Although they're friends, I think that they are friends. He's very, Easy is very kind of has been wary of Mouse all his life. But I really liked in this particular book how, look at Bella in the background, looking out the window. I like how, and she found some kibbles in the backseat too. It's a bag of dog food, I guess, for another dog. Millard is taking it somewhere, I don't know. But I like how we see, or I perceived Mouse as a strategic character, like very, very strategic. Some might say an evil genius. I don't know if he's necessarily evil, but he's definitely, I just really love the strategicness of Mouse in this piece. So that's it. I give this book a 9 out of 10. I think it's excellent. It was easy reading. In most of the series, the Easy Rawlins, murder mystery detective series, because again, I'm not really like, I don't think I'm reading so much like, ooh, let me see if I can figure out who did it. And, if I happen to figure it out, just casually paying attention, that's cool. And if I don't figure it out, that's cool too. And really, I think I have enjoyed the continuity of the characters throughout the series. And the people who get murdered, we don't really know much about them. They're not really, they're not necessarily my favorite characters or the characters I notice much. And the murder isn't something that I notice much. So this book has a murder, but it's not really a mystery. So, that didn't bother me at all because I'm not a mystery girl necessarily, but I am definitely a Walter Mosley fangirl. I loves me the work of Mr. Walter Mosley. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Be you. Be fabulous. Be fabulous you. Like, comment, subscribe.